Yeah, it's your boy Carcino here. Let's get into it. You know how we do. We gonna go all the way or not at all. All the way or not at all. Now, as things develop more and more, and we find out more about people's behavior, some of our favorite people that we like, they say good things, and situations happen, and it's quick. Quick to jump on their side and ride with them because they saying all the right things. But when it's time, when they back up against the wall, or when it's time for them to do the right thing, and they don't react the way that they supposed to, it's like you say, you never know somebody's a good friend until it's a time for them to actually be a friend. Anybody could be a friend. Hey man, they don't ask you for nothing, you don't ask them for nothing. When the chips are down, or where a friend is needed, will they be there, for you? Will they actually make that sacrifice just because, you're their boy, or, they got your back and say, hey, that's my friend. I know he would do that for me. Now, if we listen closely, people tell you who they are. You ever see those guys that get real tough with women? They're always in a beef with a woman. But when a man's involved, they don't possess that same energy. But if it's a woman now, they got all the time in the world. Right? They got all the time in the world. Now, this might be sounding a little weird, but it's actually true. Shannon Sharpe was a guy who said he didn't get into a lot of fights. But when Shannon Sharpe actually got into a fight, obviously, it was with a black man. Now, Shannon was on the football team at Savannah State, right? He didn't get in where he wanted to get in. So he was at Savannah State. And playing at Savannah, he got into it with a defensive line or defensive end, right? And let's listen to Shannon tell this story because he could tell it better than I can because he was actually there.
How much bigger was he than you? I was probably at that time I was probably 190. He probably like 255. He was a D lineman. That was the end of it. He went some more after that. And he couldn't see.
Shannon Sharpe tells his cafeteria fight story in college with a teammate.
I never really gotten a whole lot of confrontations. I got one fight in college, defensive lineman Skip. We were sitting in the cafeteria and we joking. Skip, how somebody come in and you joke. You don't get mad at the person that's telling the joke. You get mad at the person laughing. Well, you know me. I got a loud voice. I'm laughing the loudest. He come, what you laughing at? And threw mayonnaise on me. And before he did this, eyes closed. Pat yours, I say closed for the weekend. Bro, you're not finna disrespect me.
Now, very key words there. Very key words were spoken there. You see that? Did you hear what he said? He said, right? Eyes closed. Pat, both of them, eyes closed. Closed for the weekend. Fight was over. He had two closed eyes. He said, before the guy could draw his fist back and do this, now closed him up, swole him up before he even knew he was in the fight. As they threw the mayonnaise on, he said a very key word right at the end. You're not going to disrespect me. You see that? You are not going to disrespect me. How many times was he disrespected by Skip on this show? If Skip Bayless was to throw mayonnaise on Shannon Sharpe, is Shannon Sharpe going to jump up and go brrr to Skip Bayless? Absolutely not. Matter of fact, Shannon Sharpe would apologize for Skip throwing the mayonnaise on him. You know, Skip, I had to really go back and think. I went and slept on my pillow. Yeah, I had a long, good old thought. Because it broke my heart when you threw that mayonnaise on me, Skip. Yep, that's all I thought about with that mayonnaise. And I'm just like, why did he throw mayonnaise? Why he ain't throw hot sauce? Why he ain't throw something else? Was this a symbolic message? He threw mayonnaise on me. Skip, why did you throw mayonnaise on me? But I should have been thinking, and this is what my grandma used to tell me, boy, you gotta find out what you did in the situation, and that's what I had to do. I really said what I must have really said something that was outlandish or foul or just off or over the line that would make Skip just want to throw this mayonnaise at me. And for whatever I said, Skip, I'm gonna take my responsibility for it. I'm gonna take my responsibility for my half. And I'm quite sure you probably feel a little bad about what I did. No, I don't feel bad. It was what you said, and that's why I threw it at you. Didn't want to. I should have been a bigger man, but I wasn't. Well, I'm going to accept that as an apology. All right, do what you must. now, now that is how that would go. Shannon might even cry. But for the brother, the big old lineman in Savannah, he got the fist right away. Laid out. Oh, you don't mess with Cross-shaped Shaw. You don't disrespect him. So what changed from college to now? Must be the money. Must be the money. Now there's some rumors about him going back on TV. He gonna be right back in daytime TV real soon. A lot of people think he going to First Take. Doing Monday mornings. Now, here's the deal. Whether he goes over there or not, it would be dumb to me, to see Shannon Sharpe go from one master to another master. This is the last dragon in reverse, boy. When you gonna realize that you the master? When you gonna realize that? Why do you need a master? You like Bruce Leroy, need to be, somebody gotta say this is what to do and he could do it. He can't be there to make those decisions. He don't want to control his own destiny. Well, most people don't see it the way it should go. Most people look at things and say, you know, Shannon Sharpe is, he was the victim, Skip was the bully. Skip show. Skip can do whatever in the world Skip wants to do. So if Shannon does go to daytime or whatever, it don't matter. Because the whole problem or the whole situation is you are basically doing the same thing over and over again. You're going rolling from one master to another master, and you won't be the master wherever you go. Why can't you get the Shannon Sharpe whatever? Like when you had Club Shay Shay, you had Fox owning that. Why couldn't Shannon Sharpe say, man, I've proven I could do this on my own. I should set this up from my house. The people didn't come out for Fox. They came out for Shannon Sharpe. Well, my thing is, here's what people don't get. When they talk about perceptions, when they talk about um, when they talk about being the best or good at what they do, Shannon Sharpe is good at what he does. Like I won't sit here and take away from Shannon Sharpe and what he brings to the table. Shannon Sharpe takes away from what he brings to the table. He's somebody that can't even recognize it because he don't want to step on the toes of the people. He's one of them stepping Fletchers. Oh no, I gotta be a good old boy. The Terry Cruises. That's Shannon Sharpe. Look at me. I'm big as I am. If I was to react, I'm already black. If I do this, man, they gonna say that big old black guy, he did it again. He the Green Mile, big old Green Mile. So, right, you remember the Green Mile with Michael Clark Duncan? He played a guy they didn't falsely put in prison for something he didn't do. Then he cured the white man of cancer, and they still executed him at the end. Sorry, if you didn't see the movie, I hate that movie. But they get Tom Hanks in there to try to make it okay. Tom Hanks was the prison guard who didn't want him executed, but they executed him. It's like you knew he was innocent. You knew he didn't do the thing. You knew it was racially motivated. He was a big black guy, and he had some spiritual powers where he could take away illnesses and all this stuff. I was like, that's unexplained. Where did this brother get all this power from? But then to see something like that, and they say, okay, man, that was amazing. Well, here we go. Get to this chair. I'm like, man, if you don't get this crap off my screen watching that, well, all of this aligned together because Shannon Sharpe basically did what? He told you where he was going, leaking it out to get people, you know, thinking about it and getting them all excited. They probably getting ready for football season before they start bringing him on. While Michael Irvin's still wondering what's going on with him. He probably be doing some first take, and that's not going to be the extent of what he's getting ready to ascend to do. Now, I just hope he do something in his own name instead of being, working for Massa forever. He gonna be the butler forever. It's like step up. But for you not to have the same energy for Skip, and you so subservient to Skip, after he the reason, it's like, well, damn, if he all these things, well, why the hell you leave? Why is your bags packed? Why is your bags packed? Oh no, no. Today everybody was talking about Russell Simmons. Uh, Russell Simmons' daughter and all about Russ. Yeah, Russ is basically done. He gonna have to rely on his real powers. I never saw anything other than what they were saying the other day. Like a lot of people were saying, "Oh, maybe they should take this narrative, or they should take this angle, or they should do all these different things." But I've been seeing a different mentality, different, fallout from different things that they've been implying. If we look at what Skip Bayless has done, Skip Bayless don't apologize. That's why I haven't really followed the show since. The DeMar Hamlin thing was disgusting, and he did it to draw up some drama and attention. And when you do things just for attention and views, these are the things that turn your head and get everything going back around. And for me, I just think it's real tacky when you do that. Um, no, tomorrow is a whole new day. So we'll be going and taking those perspectives from there. I don't understand what other people might assume, what people might take from that, but I remember the days from when people were talking and having real discussions. Wherever Shannon Sharpe goes, who cares really, unless he's doing something to empower and show an example of what African Americans can do in television and the actual network, and jumping over the hurdles and the racial, you know, gap that's out there. They Michael Strahan him, and he went in there, brother, and in turn came out a punk. So that's one thing you don't want to have happen to yourself. You don't want to walk in a man and come out a punk. That helps nobody. The world has no more use for another useless man. You know what I'm saying? So it's time for men to step up and be men again. You know, and they's like, well, what does that mean? That means be a damn man. A man should know what the hell that means. I don't let nobody boss me around. I want to be the damn boss and controller of my destiny. So if I'm not the controller of my destiny, then what am I really doing? What broke Huey Newton, who went and got a PhD former leader of the Black Panther Party. You know what broke him down and broke down the Panthers? Other people that looked like him or was the same color as him. Whenever blacks start anything and start to build and to basically have something for self, never did you hear blacks say anything like rule other people or take over, start our own regime. They never speak in these terms. Not in the 50s, 60s, 40s, 70s. Not now. Blacks do not inspire to rule other people. What we were asking for was fairness, to be treated equally. And that was not acceptable by white America and the world. They didn't feel we should be treated equally. They felt they should be having some sort of an advantage. They want to say, we're going to say on television, no one is better than the other. But in reality, we're going to actually 100% believe it by the way we implement our laws and our policies. And instead of going to legislation to get these laws and policies turned over, we were more political, we were more aware in the 70s, 60s, 80s. We knew about how to get laws changed. We knew how to start a movement to stop certain laws. We knew when they were going to have open court dates where we would be there to protest or contest. When they said, "Is anyone in this room?" We already had somebody in there who was representing the community. We had people at these places. Now, when there's an outrage or people want to get up to go, they go only if they're going to be the news is there or social media. They'll start a trending post and then they'll go home and then that'll be the end of it. And it'll be the next thing the next day and their attention span is gone. They'll never see anything through its full process. Because now you're so distracted. And this is what they want. You're not thinking about changing the laws. They'll say, hey, you know what? We're going to take down this flag. That way we're even. How you going to be even for somebody losing their lives in church? Like 8 some odd people being taken out by somebody coming in with an automatic gun just looking for blacks in a black church. It's insane. But all of these incidents, right? Nothing's done. They want to blame the firearm instead of the hand that wills it. They want you all defenseless. So you be begging for protection, begging for a regime. And who wants to do that? The people you voted in there to protect you. You said y'all got our best interests, not based on qualifications. But hey, it is what it is, right? Long as they the same color. Long as they could do the Macarena, right? They all good. Or do the cha-cha. Why do people want to do certain things? Well, it all depends, man. People grow up in a war zone. So it's crazy out there. I don't see it like that. I don't look at Shannon Sharpe like I look at Shannon Sharpe for what he does on the show. He was funny, he was good, but then he gets ahead of himself, and when he got the money, he changed. So now we gonna see what happens in perspective. We gonna see what happened to the perspective. You know what I'm saying? We gonna see what happened to the perspective. Because the perspectives always change. And you might say, well, what's the perspective? Shannon Sharpe is right now, everybody's getting the attention because he left Skip and he had all this stuff. And he made himself ostracize his worth. But what is he really doing is he's ostracizing other black men who's on the show. They'll say, look what Shannon said. You know, see, it's always bigger than you. We've always known we had to watch what we do and say because how we act and represent ourselves as men is what our children are going to be looking up to. I knew a dude who went to jail just so he can say, he's like, I'm going to take this case and I'm going to go to jail because I'm going to let my son know. You don't never let nobody talk to you like that. So that's why I took that case. And I was like, man, you punched the officer? That's right. I was like, wow. And he's like, my son had to see. You don't let nobody disrespect you like that. He ain't gonna tell me that. Cause he gonna know. My boy gonna know. I don't care who it is. You don't let nobody disrespect your family. This right here, a man gotta be willing to die for it. Man got an obligation to protect and provide. That's that's his job to his family. Protect and provide. So I took that case because the cop was wrong. He didn't even get jail time. They arrested him. He spent like 72 hours in jail. The officer tried to sue him for assault, but he ended up winning the case because they unlawfully was messing with him on his property. So he got to hit a cop and beat the case. That's very rare, and I do not advise people to hit police. But in that case, he got off.
Which one works?
Well, when people find out what's actually going on, because there's so much inaccuracies going on in stories about these parties that's wild that's going on, and I'm telling you. So the moral of the story is Shannon Sharpe, be a leader. Stop being the Sambo. You got all that energy to beat up the doggone guy in college, the brother man, for disrespecting you, but you let Skip disrespect you forever. Then you thank them for it. When you go to bed, put your head on the pillow at night. Just know I gave you everything I got. Gave you everything I got. Then I give you everything I got. Gave you everything I got. So I don't know if he still think he on the team. like, like he got that team concept, like you know, the like he forget this is a team of one. You got to understand it's your platform, you a partner. Like, look, this you gonna have to respect me. Like this, that should have been checked at day one. Like, oh, whoa, 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 enhance your comment. Yeah, we would have had a big discussion during the commercial break. Skip would have came back with a black eye because he wasn't going away nowhere. Oh no, we're good. We good. Hey, show goes on, undisputed. Now, the Cowboys. Should they bring back Tony Romo? Be like, what happened to Skip in the break? Skip got a black eye and he bleeding from the nose. They be going there bringing a tissue for the nose, everything. I'll be like, no, everything's fine. Skip just had a fall. He getting real clumsy these days. I'll stay ready. I'll stay prepared. But that's what I'm saying. Stop being a Sambo. Be a leader. Like what is the point? No, not really. There are so many different. I mean, you see this. It teaches and conditions. Like this is all done strategically. They can't show a black man on TV with power. Implemented. They gotta be always the. You better stay in line. Don't you do that. They want those guys out there. Seriously. Exactly. I'm glad you brought it up, but it's seriously. This is what they think of you.